All right. All right. Well, another week gone, and not today, sorry. I think this week has been pretty slow for me in terms of YouTube content. Not by choice per se, but definitely I have to say this is uh this is probably a good time to go over like sort of like breaking down my thought process on seeing what to do for future content. And also, thank you everyone who subscribed recently since my return. We broke the 69 sub mark. We're now up to 70. Thank you so much. It's been really cool seeing that some of you guys have found my stuff interesting or not interesting. Either way, thanks for stopping by. Um, so what what have I been doing this week? And what do I want to talk about? To be honest, I've been so busy, I haven't been really thinking about some of the more critical stuff with gaming. Of course, there's the Switch stuff with their hardware issues, but we're probably going to go over that a little bit in the Start Select Connect podcast that we will be recording this Monday coming up. So that's a bi-weekly podcast. But more or less, I am just getting ready to set everything up and get scripted content going and written up. And script writing is a little bit of an interesting thing to do, which actually I do like, because usually something I guess you guys could know about me is I love listening to lo-fi and thunderstorms and rain ambiance. And when I'm writing, I love to listen to that music in the background. It's really nice, and it's quite relaxing, better than streaming in my opinion. However, I haven't gotten to the recording part, and I have done some test recordings to see how I would feel about it. Reading from script, I really do need to take it slowly, so forgive me if it is a little rough for my first couple of scripted content. And do give me feedback as well once they start coming out. So I will be definitely talking about some of the direction that CIG has been made for Star Citizen. Definitely going to be talking about Mecha Break and Gundam stuff, as that's coming around. Uma Musume probably will have to be more of like a, catch me on stream playing it sort of thing. It'll probably be like one of those like Sunday things that I'll do every now and then. But for the most part, it'll be Mecha Break and Star Citizen. And I do want to also resume Stellar Blade on stream as well this coming weekend. So definitely look forward to that. So I think today's WarBotNiX topics, I kind of want to go over like the importance of since YouTubing is more of like a side hobby thing, it is very difficult to continue any other hobbies aside from gaming. Then we have script writing. I have a backlog of Gunpla I need to get through, and not to mention keyboard building, which honestly I may just probably put that to the side, and just every now and then I'll just update my keyboard every now and then with a new switch if I feel like it. And yeah, I would definitely like to share my keyboard build, but we're getting off topic. Let's see. Moving on. ADHD bot. Back to normal. So time management. So right now, I have to say this is probably a challenge for me because I never really practiced good time management. It's always been whatever I feel like doing that day, going through it. But as from what I learned from going on YouTube, being consistent is the most important thing. So I've basically try to dedicate to at least 2 pieces of content, so 2 or 3 videos, or at least two videos in a stream, if possible. WarBotNiX Topics is always going to be at the end of the week, and I do plan on trying to get some sort of not topic video, some sort of scripted piece of content in the middle of the week, hopefully like a Tuesday or Thursday. And if I'm unable to do that, or like something interesting happened during like one of the podcasts, I'll definitely bring it over here as a clip, so you guys can see what you missed. And if you don't want to watch the entire podcast, that's fine. You guys can just watch the snippet instead. But we definitely try to stay positive about things. And it's really kind of nice also. Ever since I started doing YouTube again and the podcasting, it's kind of interesting that a couple of my other buddies online, as well as like with people I hang out regularly, are now really interested in getting in on the podcast as like guests. So we may actually start having a weekly podcast coming up, which is really cool. So I am very excited. Now the thing is though, the second group is going to be a little bit more edgy. So if you guys want a much more heated and much more how should I say this, unfiltered conversational flow, I think that podcast might be for you. But we're gonna work things out and get some timing done. This probably won't start until after July. So after putting out a couple of YouTube videos, I do want to give a shout out to Styx for opening up channels of communication and giving amazing feedback, as well as to Paul Shelley from the Astro Historian and Execute from the Inforunners. These 3 people have been amazing sources of feedback and also great pieces of great people to talk to if you need to ask, about, getting started with YouTube and content creation. Each of them have their own way of doing things, as well as their own sort of like insight, as well as like, relatively pretty encouraging. And I understand they're very busy people. I mean, we're all adults, so yeah. So I do want to give them a shout out for that. And it's also through them that like I sort of figured out how to, pace myself with YouTube, and able to at least, take the full advantage of what time I have, and realizing that and also part of time management is also a change in lifestyle. So obviously, try to sleep regularly, try to get consistent 8 hours. This bot can only needs to recharge his batteries daily, so you could almost say it's worse than an iPhone battery, huh? Yeah. But anyway, yeah, today is definitely less of a rant and more or less just sort of life got really busy, and just a lot of prep work is being done. And also check out my friend Muguro. He has also started doing shorts and getting some nice traction there, and definitely give him a check out as well. All the people I've talked about, I'll put them in the description, and check out their channels and check their social media accounts whenever you're able to find them. Yeah, but anyway, well, that's about it, guys. So starting this weekend, it's going to be Stellar Blade. It's going to be late night, as I will be doing a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! And some family obligations. Initially, I wasn't going to have a stream, but you know what? Let's do a late night stream. Let's do it. And then Sunday, it will most likely be checking out 4.2 on Star Citizen. I am going to be going over the Prowler utility, regarding how it's been a really fun Loot Goblin vessel. And then, oh my goodness. Wow, yeah, next week is going to be hyper busy. We're going to get Uma Musume, Death Stranding 2, although I may not, I probably won't play Death Stranding 2 because I really regret not finishing Death Stranding 1, so that's going to be on my to-do list. But we're going to check out Uma Musume on the release, see how my polls go, and then July 1st is Mecha Break, and I am trying to set a couple things up with a couple friends who are familiar with mecha and, of course, like engineering and all that. We're going to go over some of the inspirations of all that, so definitely check that out. All right? Well, take care, guys. Stay safe, and see you all online on YouTube and Twitch at WarBotNiX. Take care.